If you're tired of surface-level history and want the truth behind the front lines, subscribe now. Today, we're breaking open a forgotten piece of the past that proves modern warfare isn't always decided by firepower, rank or doctrine, but by one individual who understands terrain better than the enemy understands fear. At 05:17 on September 13th, 1943, Private First Class William J. Crawford lay pressed into volcanic rock 35 metres below the crest of Hill 424 near Altavilla, Italy. Above him, 3 German MG34 machine guns were methodically killing his company. 9 Americans were already dead. Every assault had failed. Artillery was scheduled for later, but artillery required coordinates. Coordinates required someone to get close enough to die. Crawford wasn't supposed to be that man. Why the army underestimated the soldier who would change the fight? Crawford was 28, from Pueblo, Colorado. No reputation, no confirmed kills. His platoon sergeant described him as slow and unimaginative. Other squad leaders said he moved like a ranch hand checking fence lines. That assessment was accurate. It was also fatal for the Germans. Crawford had spent 4 years hunting mule deer in the San Isabel National Forest. Long shots, cold mornings, moving inches at a time, killing cleanly or not at all. He understood patience, scent, discipline, and how animals behaved when they thought no one was there. Hill 424 wasn't a battlefield to him. It was hunting ground. Why was Hill 424 so deadly? Well, the German machine gun doctrine made it so. The German 16th Panzer Grenadier Division had done absolutely everything right. They positioned 3 MG34s in interlocking arcs, dominating the entire slope. Each gun carefully covered the dead ground for the others. The terrain, honestly, favoured the defender completely. Olive trees, stone terraces, and those rough limestone outcrops, they offered concealment, but really very little actual cover. Any frontal movement and immediate fire would erupt. The MG34's high rate of fire meant, frankly, that accuracy wasn't required. Area denial alone was enough. Now, American doctrine usually expected artillery to break this kind of tough position, but Crawford didn't wait. He approached the problem more like a hunter than an infantryman. At 05:23, Crawford began moving. Not rushing, not crawling fast, just sliding forward inches at a time, timing every movement to the rhythm of the machine gun bursts. He actually watched for 20 minutes before moving at all. He mapped out the firing intervals, counted the seconds between bursts, and moved only when the gun fired. This is the first lesson. Suppression isn't random, it follows patterns. Anyone trained to observe instead of panic can exploit that. Crawford reached the first gun at 05:44, just 4 metres away. 3 Germans there, relaxed, confident. He used a grenade, but not impulsively. He cooked it just long enough to deny them any reaction time. Then he moved immediately, not waiting to confirm kills. Momentum in that moment mattered more than certainty. Why, you might ask, did speed after violence matter more than accuracy? The explosion triggered the second gun instantly. Crawford survived because, well, he wasn't where the Germans expected him to be. He moved laterally, not downhill. He used stone terraces like successive blinds, climbing diagonally to stay below lines of fire. This is the second lesson. After contact, movement beats cover. Staying put lets the enemy solve the problem. By 0557, Crawford had eyes on both remaining guns. One firing, one silent. He understood the setup immediately. The silent gun was Overwatch. If he attacked one at a time, the other would kill him. So he changed the geometry instead of the plan. He threw his last grenade not to destroy the second gun, but to create confusion and shock. Then he sprinted uphill. That movement violated every expectation the Germans had. The third gun opened fire blind, burning ammunition without targets. This is the third lesson. Crew-served weapons are only dangerous when manned. By 0608, all 3 machine guns were neutralized. Company I advanced without resistance. 0 additional casualties. Why Crawford's actions mattered long after Hill 424 was lost again. Hill 424 changed hands repeatedly. The terrain was unforgiving. Casualties mounted on both sides, but Crawford's infiltration became doctrine. Army infantry schools didn't study his bravery. They studied his mechanics, terrain use, timing, target priority, independent initiative. Those lessons shaped scout and reconnaissance training through Korea and Vietnam. 1 soldier, 3 grenades, 12 rifle rounds, and an understanding of patience collapsed a fortified position artillery hadn't touched yet. Crawford was captured later that day, rescuing a wounded soldier. He spent 20 months as a prisoner of war. His Medal of Honor was awarded while he was presumed dead. He received it 41 years later while working as a janitor at the Air Force Academy. When asked about Hill 424, Crawford said he wasn't brave. He said the men who attacked uphill under orders were braver. He attacked alone, so only he would die if it failed. That wasn't heroism to him. It was practicality. If this kind of grounded, uncomfortable, real warfare history is what you come here for, subscribe to Warfare Frontlines and share this with someone who thinks battles are won by numbers instead of understanding.